Hi everyone, this is Coupa Educator Patricia, and I'm here to do another live for you guys. So, we are going to be doing a little fall theme. If you guys want to see what we're going to do next, just tune back in after a word from our sponsors. Hi everyone, this is Patricia back here for another live demo for you guys. I do want to do something a little more fall. So last time I was here, we did a little football moment since we were getting into the season. Now it is going into pumpkin spice season. So I wanted to do something neutral, something brown that you guys might enjoy. I have the nails here that we're going to be doing. It's going to be dun da 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 tortoiseshell. Okay, look, I'm no Alicia Keys, okay? But I'm going to show you here how to achieve these tortoiseshell nails. So with the color palette. So I'm going to show you guys how I shear out the colors and layer them to achieve this look. And I'm going to show you guys how to chrome on top of our color gels. You can see here, there's like, oh, there it is. It's catching the light now. You can see there's some chrome. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so I have my lovely model here. We've already prepped two of the nails so we can do one of each color. So there's a light tortoise color, a white tortoise, and then there is the brown. So I'm gonna do one of each on the nails so you can see how they look. First, I want to just kind of clean up the shape. There's always like a little tab towards the tip. And when you put on polish, sometimes that kind of sticks out and then the polish gets stuck on it and makes it kind of hard. So you just want to smooth that down. And then I'm going to use the buffer side of the shaper buffer to smooth or to remove the shine from the soft gel tip. And that's going to help our gel color lay smooth. Oh, let me move the lights over so we can get a little more. And I'm just using my duet lights for a little more, light. So you can see I'm using my duet here. It's right there to the side. Okay, so when you're doing soft gel tips, in order for the gel color to adhere, it's best if you buff. Ooh, I activated the motion detector on one of them. but that's okay. I'm just gonna buff here on the second nail, removing the shine so that we can get proper adhesion. Ooh, there we go. Who doesn't love prep, right? That is everybody's favorite part, I'm sure. And then I'm just gonna take my brush and dust off any of the debris so that way that doesn't get stuck in our polish. All right, there we go. 2 prepped nails ready for business. All right, so I'm gonna take my form and I'm just gonna use this as sort of a mixing tray here on the side. And I'm gonna use my gel base to mix the color. Actually, let me use the back because then I will be able to see how sheer my color is and how far I want to sheer it out. So I just take like whatever is on the brush and just swipe it down. You don't need a whole lot or anything like that. And then I'm going to show you how I achieved the brown version first because that is more the fall color. And I'm going to use my, do I want to use the LA Confidential or the Venice Afternoon? Maybe I'll use both. Let's see. Because I do like Sunset Strip. This one is a little bit more of a neon orange, but it's going to give me the tint that I kind of want. And then I'm going to take out Orange County because it's a little bit more muted. And I kind of want to mix it with a brown. So let me pull out something from the Joshua Tree collection. I may just do, let's see which one. Or you know what? I mixed a brown before for the football nail. And if you guys were here last time, you know how to mix brown. So you should know, and I'm not going to explain it again. You're going to have to watch our video for that. So tune back into that and then come back to this. Okay, let me just grab that. So this is a brown that I just mixed earlier. So it's the same technique as I did with the football. I just mixed the 3 primary colors and kind of adjusted to get the tone that I want. You don't need a whole lot of that. We're mostly going to use black, and for the white one, it is a color that's already in the palette. I didn't mix it at all, so it's not too complicated, so don't worry about that. Let's see. Where's my brush? Oh, I took all the brushes out. Sorry. I'm a creative, and creatives are not always the most organized. Okay, we have our stuff here, there, and everywhere. But before the lives, we always clear it out for you guys so it looks nice and neat. But just know in my regular life when I'm doing like research development or practicing designs, it's going to be messy. So I just want to take a little bit of Sunset Strip, not a whole lot, because again, I just kind of want that orangey tone that's a little brighter. Oh, there, it's on the side view. And I'm going to take a little bit of the Orange County, probably a little bit more of the Orange County than the Sunset Strip. And a tiny dab. I'm just going to like kind of do one of these just to pick a little bit up, not a whole lot. And I'll show you guys here. I just kind of stacked it on top, and you see I'm getting that tortoise color, which is more of that orange. I'm going to use the base coat and add it in to sheer out the orange color. And I know that it doesn't look like this would be tortoise. However, when you see people doing tortoise, they are using like an orange or a yellowy sheer base. It's not just a flat brown. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes it can look brown by the end, but trust me, it is an orangey or a yellow base because that's what's going to help you make the contrast when you're layering, okay? So I am going to paint that on as the base. I'm just going to use the flat oval brush that's in the kit already. I love that about the color palettes is it already comes with a brush and they're dual ended. You can just use this one brush that it comes with and create the whole design. So you see here, it's a jelly orange color. Isn't that cool? All right. And we're going to go on ahead and cure for 60 seconds. And while she's in there, I might show you guys how I do. Actually, not might, I will show you. I'm going to use the Beverly Hills Bride color from our Joshua Tree palette. And this palette is awesome for fall because it has all of the neutrals and nudes that you're going to want to use throughout the season. So that's a good palette to have and reach for. And I'm just going to use a little bit of this and mix it with the base coat like I did with the orange. So this is going to get that sheer kind of fleshy color, like a milky white sort of. And I'll do that on the second nail, but I'm just getting that ready. But you can see it looks very transparent on camera, but it's just a very sheer milky white. Okay, so going back to the tortoise here, this now, I'm going to use LA Confidential in limo service. And this is what we're going to use for the tortoise print. So I'm going to take the liner side and dip in. And I just use the edge to kind of wipe away the excess. So that way it won't be all gunked out on my brush. But yeah, just like that. Now, what you're going to do, let's see. What you're going to do is you're going to make random oblong shapes kind of around the edge of the nail. You can do one of them a little bit off the edge, but I notice that when doing this design, it does tend to look a little cleaner or more tortoisey when you don't just kind of put a bunch of polka dots because you don't want it to look like a cheetah and you don't want it to look like a giraffe per se. And it can kind of get cow printy looking as well. So you want to just be aware of that. I'm just going to kind of go in the corner here on the side and make a oblong shape. Okay. Clean that up. And I've seen tortoise done where it is, oh, let me get in focus here. Is that better? Okay. I've seen tortoise done where it's in a smooth edge shape, or, and I'll show you this other technique. I'm going to try to keep it the smooth shape for what I'm trying to do, but I'll show you the other way to kind of do a tortoise. So you can also pat and make like a jagged edge shape. And sometimes that makes it look a little more tortoisey as well. It doesn't have to have a smooth edge. It could have a little bit of a jagged edge. Mostly the reason why it's tortoise is that it's layered. So with the jelly color going over the layers, you'll see what I'm talking about in just the next step, but that's what gives it that illusion of a tortoise. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't have to be perfect at all. It doesn't have to be perfect at all. That's what makes the design, is that none of the circles or the shapes have to match. But I would just say not to go too overboard because you don't want it to be so crowded on each layer because you're going to move some of the oblong shapes around. So just kind of going to keep making my little shapes. like kind of like just blob shapes and putting them all around the nail. You can even do a couple of smaller little blobs. They don't all have to be large. If you mix it up, that makes it look more, organic. And then you can even do like little small dots like that too. Um, Sometimes this can give more of a cow appearance too. So just be aware of that. You don't want it to not look like the pattern that you're trying to look like. So, but again, the layering is going to help a lot. So you see what we've done here. I'm going to put that in and cure for 60 seconds. Sorry, let me just back this up so you can see. Gel light. All right. So there's a couple different sort of fall looks that I'm seeing a lot of right now, and a lot of them are animal print. So I'm seeing a lot of the alligator and like snake pattern too. That's really cool. Matte top coat, and then you can use like in whatever color. Like I think the like evergreen or like that dark hunter green color is really popular with the snake skin or the alligator print. You use matte and then you can use the gloss to kind of like make your little dots, and it gives it that textured look, which is really cool. And then I've been seeing a lot of, again, the tortoise shell, which is also really cute. So just waiting for this to cure. And I'm going to adorn it with some little gold little pearls and the chrome. So that's going to be super cute. Okay. Now, this is the part that's going to make it look very tortoisey. That is the, go back under there so you can see it. Let me move this so you can see it up against the white better. There we go. Okay, so you'll see here when you layer the jelly color, it mutes out that black. So the black isn't going to look as contrasted. It's going to look a little more faded. And that's what gives it that tortoise look. So you'll see here, I'm just kind of going over the whole nail. All right. And we're going to go right back in and cure. Okay. Let's see. Who's all in the live? Who's all in the live? Say your names. Destiny's Child, say your name, say your name. And if anybody has questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. All right. Now, oh, we still have like 20 seconds on here. Oh, this is like the time where you would want to like, clean up your little area that if you're messy like me, you just keep moving all your stuff to the side so you can keep a nice clean area. Or get a snack. If you're a snack person like me, get your drink or whatever while the client is waiting their little minute. All right. Okay. So we have that muted black patchy areas, and then you'll see the color starting to come through. Ooh, let me grab my black and dip in a little more. So now with the tortoise, you're going to want to layer some of the patches, but you don't want to cover what you just did because you want to show contrast, right? So we're going to go around some of the patches that we did with new patches, new little blob shapes. And you can overlap some, and some of them you can put in new areas altogether. So like right here, where this one is at, I'll overlap a little bit here. I'll make this one a little higher on the nail. There we go. Just little blob shapes like that. And again, they don't have to be perfect. I'm going to add some other little dots here. One kind of going over here so you can see there's some contrast there. That black should be a little darker. And I'm going to go right on the tip and do a larger blob right here. So this will give that illusion of tortoiseshell because it's mostly the layering again that's going to bring out that design. The layering is what makes it look like a tortoiseshell. If you can go kind of right over where, some of the blobs are underneath, that really gives it that layered appearance. So, just kind of go along some of the areas, show contrast, stuff like that. Okay. There we go. Ooh, it's coming together already. Now we're going to cure this. All right. Oh, hi, Yvette. Oh, from New York. Oh, Marco was just in New York. Yeah. How is the weather? Is it humid or is it starting to, get a little cooler? I'd like to know how they're living on the East Coast. Okay. So while we're waiting for that, um, I guess I'm going to get my Chrome ready. I'm going to show you guys how I Chrome too. So that way you guys can, you know, have that under your belt. Because you can chrome over the color gels too, which is really, really nice. You don't have to have that chrome gel top coat and doing all that stuff. What I like to do, and I'll show you right now as soon as she gets out of here, perfect, is start with our matte. So matte top coat. I'm just going to do a thin coat of that all over the nail base. And this is going to preserve the design. Make sure I don't have it here on the edge. This is going to preserve the design that we just did underneath and help with cleanup on the chrome. So, when you're doing chrome, sometimes the powder kind of gets everywhere. When you have a matte top coat, it will not stick to that area. You can just take a little soft, like a fluffy brush, and just kind of brush it off. What I like to do is I'll dip a little cleanup brush into some alcohol and just kind of like try to remove any of the little glitter, so that way there's I try to make it so there's absolutely no little flecks of glitter on the outer parts of where I actually want it chromed. That way it just looks a little cleaner. You know what I mean? So when you're doing chrome, try your best to keep it as clean as possible. That way, when your client is done and they're moving their hands around, it's like a stark definition between the flat color and the chrome. So I'm going to try to do that here. We'll see how it goes because everybody knows chrome is temperamental. That is the only thing about chrome is sometimes it goes on smooth. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it gets everywhere. Sometimes it doesn't. It's like, how do you know? How do you know when it's gonna work for you? Okay, so this is a really beautiful mat. You could leave it like this and just adorn it with pearls like I did on this nail, or little gold charms or anything like that. Just kind of, get creative with it. I am going to show you guys. I dip into the black and just kind of clean this off. Oh, so you guys are getting nice weather. Good, good. Yeah, it's not getting too cold there yet. Fall is actually really pretty in New York. I love the fall season there. The summer is hot, humid, muggy, but the fall is nice, and you can start putting on like your coats and your boots. Okay, so I'm gonna do this little geode kind of inspired circle around the nail. I've been seeing a lot of people kind of just making like a kidney shape with it. So I'm just going to do that as well, like a kidney bean. And you can also do it like just an oval or whatnot. But I think it's supposed to be like mimicking how a geode is cut and how there's like all those different layers. That's like the concept. So here I am just kind of making the outline, or making the line rather, the pattern shape. And I'm going to cure for 60 seconds on this. I don't want any like gooped up areas, so I'm going to try to just smooth it out as much as I can. But yeah, I don't want it to leave too much texture. Okay, perfect. Okay, now we're going to go into the lamp. 60 seconds, cure. And I try to get everything out of the way before I do chrome. This chrome that I have is in a little palette, so hopefully it doesn't get too messy. It didn't earlier when I was doing the sample design, so hope and pray it does not get all over the place this time around. But I do like when it's pressed like this. All right. And you do want to let it cure for the full time. Sometimes, like if you're just kind of doing doing a nail art detail and you want to just cure for the 60 and then just kind of move on so you can do the next part of your design and all of that, sometimes the colors can run. So you want to make sure you cure for the 60 seconds, depending on what you're doing, because sometimes you can just wipe off with a little alcohol the inhibition layer and that's fine. But yeah, I don't want to have it streaking or anything like that. So I just try to do everything by the book. Okay, a little chrome powder. And I want to just go over the pattern. I'm trying not to get it everywhere. So far, so good. But you see how easy it chromes? I love the color palette for this because I don't have to get out my chrome gel or anything like that. And because we did the matte base coat, I can take the clean side of my little eyeshadow brush and just push that off like that. See? Nice. It's already easy cleanup because we use the matte. So you see how it doesn't stick to the matte? It only sticks to the color gel. That helps you keep a nice clean surface. Okay? So what you can do with this design is if you want to just keep it matte, you can go in with your liner and get your gel top and go around just where we did the chrome. And that will seal the chrome in, and you can keep the matte because I like the matte base. It's so cute with the tortoise pattern. I've seen some sunglasses that have this sort of like tortoise pattern around the edge and it's matted and it just looks so cute. So I want to kind of emulate that right now. So just going over with the gloss top coat so that way the chrome is shiny, but everything else is matte. Oh my gosh. I feel like I sound congested. Why? Every time I'm filming, I feel like I sound so congested. Why? Why? Of all the times. Oh, there it is. It's catching the light. Very nice. So I'm going to put this in for 60, and then we're going to move on to the white tortoise nail so you guys can see what that will look like with the layers, because that one's really pretty too. And it's a softer look, but it's still very like elegant too and nice for fall. So I'm going to close this up and put that to the side before I spill it everywhere, because I'm good for that. Okay. And When she pulls it out, I'll show you guys the finished look, and it's really, really super cute. Oh, thank you, Kimmy. Beauty Mark. Oh, that's cute. That's a cute name, Beauty Mark. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We want to give you guys some fun, cool nail art to do. And if you guys have our product, I'm just showing you guys all the things that you can do with Coupa products, especially with our new color palettes. These are really amazing gels, very creamy. The next time I come back, I want to try to do some sponging application with it so you guys can see that you can get the airbrush effect with it, but that'll have to be for next time because there's so much that I want to show you, but a little bit at a time because these are only an hour. Last time it felt like it just flew by. All right, so here's the finished look. When it catches the light, you can really see how, yeah, see how shiny it is just right there, and then everything else is matted out. So cute. All right, moving along. I'm gonna do the sheer cream color base. It is, again, Beverly Hills Bride from our Joshua Tree collection. So I'm going to hold this up here if you guys forgot. This is the color here. And I just used base coat for those just tuning in to sheer it out. I just got my form, and on the back of it, I'm using it sort of as like a little palette to mix the color. So this is our cream, like milky base that we're going to use. And I'm just going to brush this all over, apply it all over, and have her cure for 60. You see how it gives that milky look? You can also use these for Frenches too. So imagine like this color we just sheared out, and then the start color itself, or our white in the LA Confidential palette, City of Angels. And imagine like a French tip over that milky, this milky base here. That is so cute. Okay, so put that in. So there's a lot of things you can do with these palettes, guys. So many things. Mixing them, shearing them out. Wow, like the possibilities are endless. So it's up to your imagination, truly. I was just saying how much I love them. I know it sounds like I'm glazing right now. I know it sounds like that. But no, but I truly, genuinely really like these ever since I've gotten a hold of them. Before they were even being sold, like promoted, I was using them for all my nail art, and I had to keep it silent. Like I couldn't tell anyone what they were yet. But now they're out, so you guys can know. Let me just get my limo service ready because we're going to do the oblong shapes again and make that tortoise pattern. So I like to just load my brush up here. And is there anything you guys want to see? Like, do you guys have any fall nail art that you guys are interested in? Let us know so that way we can, see what you guys like. And oh, see, I had too much on my brush, but that's okay. I'm like Bob Ross, only happy mistakes. See how we can fix that? Boom. It's part of the design now. Part of the design. So I'm just gonna make a little bit of a longer shape. That's okay because tortoise shells themselves kind of have some oblong, round, they're misshapen pattern, so not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. We're just gonna go around the edges. Again, I feel like just kind of going around the edge is, just a easy way to showcase the design without adding too much or, wondering where to place. Just kind of going in that motion helps cultivate the design. And again, you see how it can kind of be a cow print too. So if I were to just not layer it and just do the little cow print shapes, boom, it's a, cowboy style nail or whatnot. But since we're layering, again, that's what gives it that tortoise appeal. So you can kind of get an idea of how you want to do your design. All right. Oh, let me just pull that down so that way I can see. All right. And I'm going to add a couple little oblong shapes here too, just to fill in some of this dead space. They don't have to be too big. Some of them can just be like little dots here and there. And that gives it, again, a more organic sort of look. Just like that. Okay? Now, I'll have her put that in cure. So again, you see how it can kind of look like another animal print shape. Yeah, keep that in your mind for when those times come. And let's see. Oh, it is easy. I swear it is easy. I'm not making it look easy. It is. Once you start doing it, you'll see you're in your head more than anything when it comes to nail art. I've learned that over the years. A lot of the time I think, oh, like that doesn't look good or whatever, but by the time everything is done, you truly have to trust the process. You just keep going, and it will come together by the end. And that's with any nail art. I know a lot of the time we're just our biggest critic, so don't worry about it. Okay, so we have 8 more seconds, and then I'm going to, oh, this was by orange one. Let me make sure I have the correct color. I'm going to use that sheer white again. And you're going to see here how it just transforms this look. It goes right over and mutes out that black. And imagine if we didn't shear it out. That's how pigmented these gel colors are. If I didn't shear it out, it would literally block out the black. So I've tried that before where I have like a black base and I wanted to do yellow over top or purple or whatever. It truly can just glide on, and it's so opaque that it shows right through. The black doesn't even, show up at all. So here we have the muted base, and then we're going to go in. Let me just drink this. I don't know why. Every time it's time to film, I just get so congested. The whole day I'm fine. No one says, oh, anything like you sound congested or nothing. But as soon as it's time to film, what is that about? Maybe it's my nerves. My nerves building up. All right. Well, I'll take a Claritin next time. What can you do? What can you do? Just got to roll with it. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Kimmy, you're so cute. I love the fall designs. What are some other good ones? Well, once we come back, maybe it will be more Halloween time, but I do like fall. Like I love the leaves. I love the teals and the greens and plums. So I really do want to try to get a nice, let me make sure I have the black liner. I really want to try to get some more fall looks out, before we move on to Halloween, but we'll see. Because we might just jump to Halloween because that's what everybody likes. Everybody loves Halloween time. And if you have Halloween looks you want to see, let me know too. Like the ghost face, I think we did that one before, like last year. We've done some like spooky cat and bat nails as well. But if you have something different that you want us to try, that you want to see how we can recreate it with a Koopa product, please let me know because we have a suggestion box. It's Marco's email. I'll make him give it to you guys. Right? He's like, no way. Because he'll be getting emails all day. But you can drop them, actually, drop them on our Insta page, on the Koopa page. Yeah. Show us some love, guys. Get on our IG and comment some looks you want to see, or, how you're liking our product, if you guys got the color palette, and show us some stuff that you guys are doing with it. Make sure to tag us because we like to see what you guys do too and how you guys are enjoying it. Okay, again with the little random shapes, the little blobs. And it's kind of giving Dalmatian right now. Is this giving Dalmatian to you? Okay. Yeah, once we add more, this is what I mean. The more you add, it kind of gets out of it. Because at first I was like, oh, this is looking like a Dalmatian. But when you step back and you look at it, it's like, oh, okay, I can see the tortoise shell coming in. I can see that. And I've seen people do 2 layers. So I'm only going to do just the one, but I have seen people do another sheer layer and then go over it again one more time with the black just to add way more dimension, and I think that's really pretty too. So don't limit yourself. If you feel like, oh, I want to add something, add another layer. Why not? you know because the tortoiseshell can be very busy, because I've seen some that are really heavily patterned and then I've seen some that are a little more sparse. So you know just kind of go with how you're feeling, if you want more pattern on your nail or not. But yeah, there we go. And then she can put that in 60-second cure. And I'm going to use a gloss top coat on that one, but I do want to add these pearls. So I brought some little gold adornments and we're going to use them. I brought them. I already got them here. So I'm just going to take 2 of the smaller ones and a medium size one, which is going to look big on her nail. I know a lot of people like the junk nail style with the bigger charms and jewels. So yes, I'm going to try to apply a larger one. This I'm going to show you how to use the duet to cure the larger stones. And I use the enrich to adhere the stones. So, oh, someone can relate. You guys have allergies? She said that's so real. Is that for the congestion? Because, yeah, it is. Like, what is with the weather change, like seasonal allergies? Who invented that? Who invented that? Okay, I'm going to take a little bit there and just one little glob at the bottom. And I'm just using this to adhere the stones if you're just tuning in. So I'm going to add the large one on top. You see how big that looks? That's huge. But I've been seeing this type of design everywhere too, like the big chunky gems and stuff. I love this. Okay, so now I'm going to take my duet lamp and just flash cure. I'll show it there. Yeah, I'm going to flash cure with this, just so that way the stones don't slide all around while she goes under here, because sometimes you want them in a really specific area. And since this stone is kind of big, this little pearl is kind of big, I don't want it to slide all the way down. I just want to freeze it right in the spot. But the enriched gel is pretty thick, so it'll kind of hold it in place a little bit. But still, you know, You don't want it to move, so we're going to flash cure with our duet and put it right back into the lamp for the remaining cure time. All right, and for this one, I am going to use our gloss top coat, our clear gloss top coat. And I'm going to just top it with that. And then we're done. We're done with the design. Unless you guys want to see one more thing. Or yeah, we probably don't have time. See, the last time we only had time for one nail art and I was feeling really bad. I was like, oh, I want to like show a little bit more, but the mixing and trying to explain how to mix color kind of took a little bit of a long time, but I do feel like that video was valuable because it does show that you can use all the primaries and you can mix them. Again, your only limitation is your imagination. There are cheat sheets online that you can Google too that help you understand color theory and how to mix colors. So just, Google one of those cheat sheets and it'll show you how to combine the colors together. Okay, so again, taking my gloss top coat and I'm going to go around the jewels first, or the pearls first, just so that I can get the base fully covered. So I'm just going to kind of try to go around. And this will help them from snagging too. Because if you have parts of the gem or the charm that are sticking up, they can snag on your client's hair and things like that, and they'll be more susceptible to coming off. So we want to make sure we go around the crevices, if we can. And oh, this one was so close to the cuticle, I couldn't get the brush in there. But you could go in with a liner brush and do that area, which is what I should have done, but let me clean it up. I have my flat brush here and my nail cleanser, which I'm running out of, but I'm just going to put it in a little dampen dish. And you can do this with alcohol too and clean up the areas. So I already explained that I do this with chrome sometimes too, like if the chrome is kind of being temperamental, and I'll clean up where there's little glitters. You can also just clean up around the nail too whenever you have some issue. I didn't mean to glob it on right there. I don't know why I did that. There it is. So you can see all of the gel is gone now. So when she puts it in the lamp, she won't have to worry about those little blobs, okay? Yeah, only happy mistakes around here. Okay. No, the allergies, I don't know. I don't know. All right. So, ooh, that's a nice shot right there in the lamp. You see how it's kind of glowing because we use that neon orange. You can kind of see it glowing. So if your client goes to a rave and there's blacklight, their little tortoise will be like a rave tortoise. Nice. See? See? It's a party nail too, not just fall. It's party fall. I like that. Okay, we got 10 seconds left. Any questions? Does anybody have any questions or ideas for the next time? Or have you guys got the color palette? Are you guys interested in it now that you've seen some of what it can do? This is the design fully cured. Let's move it on to this part here so they can see. Yeah, how nice. Just like that. I love that design. And this is a good way to incorporate some of the gems and stuff too. Sorry, I'm trying to turn this light on so we can get more light in here. It's the gray. You can see it perfectly now. I don't know why I didn't just do that. You can see the white, and you can see again the layers are right there. You can see them shining through the contrast with the stark black on top. So yeah, very cool, fun fall nails. Two tortoise, two different ways, and some gold adornments. And you can use again right over the color. So right over the color gel. I mean, so nice. I love it. All right. Well, that was our live. I feel like it goes by so fast. I was like rushing to try to get the two looks for you guys this time around. Again, last time we only got to do one, so I was pretty sad about that. But a lot of information on the last one. This one, at least we got two looks in. So, yay. The more people tune in, the more videos we can do. And we just want to really try to make sure we're here. We're going to try to do every week for you guys between me and Gabby back and forth here. Hey, Gabby. Yeah, we really want to try to make sure we're getting a bunch of nail art content out to you and a bunch of education as well, because we want you guys to enjoy the product and know how to use it and see how far you can create with it. So that is the live for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been fun and amazing. I love you guys. Have a good night. I just like pointing.
Three, two, one.